Hey, Send Out here coming at you with another video, and in this video we are going to talk about blow drying hair across the world, not just the city, the world. People are so freaking scared of a comb and a blow dryer, but in this video I am going to show you some of my blow drying techniques with a round brush, and hopefully I can find one with a paddle brush in the next series. But I am going to show you how to properly blow dry hair, and I want you to get a pen and paper. I want you to zoom in, because now you can do that on your phone, and I want you to really center in, because I'm gonna kill these myths. If in one breath somebody's saying like, oh, if you comb your hair, this or that damage will happen, and it's bad for black women to comb their hair and brush their hair because this happens. Okay, let's test that theory and let's see if whether or not that's true, because in this video I'll show you my round brushing technique on multiple textures: short hair, long hair, medium length hair. We're gonna do a couple of different textures and lengths, because across the board to say that blow drying brushes and combs are damaging to the hair could not be further from the truth. And to comb and brush your hair is one of the best things that you can do to encourage your hair growth, to encourage length retention, vitality, elasticity, and strength within the hair shaft. Baby, combing and brushing your hair on a regular basis is equivalent to doing push-ups and working out with the body on a regular basis. The more you move and exercise the body, the better off it is. So let's get into some of these blowouts, because round brushing is my favorite thing to do. Ooh.
Okay, so this is one of my favorite clients. Yes, we had a little bit of an extra fee for me to properly detangle her hair when she first came in, because yes, it was rather matted, but I'm not adding water to detangle her hair. The only thing that is on my hands is a non-comedogenic oil, but at this point her hair has been completely shampooed, and the conditioner that I am using is right here. Kimbra's Daily Provision. Not only is it a humidity blocker, but it also has thermal heat protection, right? And the blow dryer is a thermal tool. Regardless of what people try to tell you on social media, your leave-in conditioner is your heat protected for your blow dryer, right? So across social media, all we see is 4A, 4B, 4C, 4D, but that is nothing important. The only thing that you need to be worried about are the bonds that hold your hair together. When we're talking about hair is a polypeptide chain created by 3 bonds: the disulfide bond, the salt bond, and the hydrogen bond. You hear me talk about it all the time, and you will never hear me not talk about it, because this is what your hair is constructed of. It is not fake science. Go ask any dermatologist, any trichologist. Your hair is a polypeptide chain made of 3 bonds, and whenever you add water, you break this bond. You can also break this bond by highly acidic products, which are most of your homemade products and most of your Team Natural products, right? But here, what I am doing is spraying nothing but leave-in conditioner on her clean hair, detangling one last time, because her hair was already properly detangled at the very beginning. So I'm not even detangling her hair, I'm just combing the product through her hair, because it was already properly detangled. Again, you are watching me spray in leave-in conditioner, and now I am combing her hair out. There's a difference between detangling and combing. When you are detangling, you are removing tangles from the hair. In the hair industry, it is exactly what it sounds like. You just need to replace the 4C, 4B, WXYZ. Replace all of that with hydrogen bond, disulfide bond, and salt bond. If we're going to be constantly reciting things, then let's recite actual verified science. The curl tapping chart was made up by a man named Andre Walker, and it has no scientific backing, right? So now that you know that, the hydrogen bond is broken, and now we're setting her hair back in a state until that hydrogen bond is broken again with water. And this is temporary. This is a temporary setting process that I am doing with this blow dryer and nothing but leave-in conditioner. I want you guys to think about all of the videos that you watch with natural hair, or not even natural hair, all the hair videos that you watch, and think about how much product you see on the hair before they blow dry. Moreover, think about you when you blow dry your hair at home. How much product do you saturate your hair with? If the answer is a lot, or if you can see product sitting on the hair, you're adding too much, right? But moreover, let's talk about how to practice. Most people, because of social media, are under the impression that they're supposed to practice on their hair. No. As a licensed cosmetologist, we practice on mannequins. Look at this. You can practice flat ironing your hair on a mannequin whose texture mimics your hair when it's in its blown out state. Instead of you looking at videos that YouTubers make and playing in your hair like YouTubers do, get a mannequin like this one that matches your hair's natural texture. Look in the description box below, as well in the lower left hand corner, because I'll have a couple of my recommendations on the screen. But instead of playing in your hair the way the girls on YouTube do and trying and testing out products on your hair, look at this. Test out these products on this mannequin, and then once your mannequin's hair is bouncing and behaving and you're confident, then do your own hair. That's what I did in the hair salon. When I was in cosmetology school, I did not practice one module on my own head. I didn't practice any color on my head. I did not test out any products on my own head. Everything that I did was on the mannequin. So my number one tip is for you guys to go and spend your money on a mannequin. Imagine how much money you would have saved over the years with all of your Team Natural hacks and all of the products that you've tried and all of the different big chops that you've done, because you're testing out all of these techniques. Imagine if you would have, instead of spending all of those hundreds and hundreds of dollars, right? Imagine if you would have took 20 bucks and bought a mannequin that looked like one of the ones that just popped up on the screen and tested everything out on the mannequin. When you go into Ulta, you can get a sample, a small sample size of all of the products that you want to try out on YouTube, and you could take those samples home, try them out on the mannequin, and then shickala-boom, shickala-bam. But instead, everybody in their mind is an influencer. Everybody in their mind is a YouTuber, and everybody is a professional cosmetologist, and nobody even does things the way professionals do it. Okay, you want to skip professional cosmetologists. You don't want to go to a professional because they're all dusty. Okay, well, at least learn how to do your hair the proper way. Stop playing in your hair the way the YouTubers taught you to. I did hair for well over a decade, and I have been a licensed cosmetologist since I was 19 years old. I'm about to be, I just turned 34. Okay. So I've had a license for a long time, and everything that I do, every technique that I do, I did not learn it on my head. I learned it on a mannequin, right? So as you're watching this video, don't go in the mirror and get a round brush like, oh my God, Sam, I can't do it like you do. I know you can, because guess what? To learn this, I didn't learn this technique on my head. I learned this technique on a mannequin, the same exact way that I'm telling you. So if you really want to know how to perfect your craft, if you really want to know how to learn how to do your hair perfectly, or if you want to get to a place where your blowouts look like mine or other professional cosmetologists, my baby, you got to do what other professional cosmetologists do, which is practice on a mannequin. None of us practice on our own heads. When we went to state board to take our exam, we have to take in mannequins. We couldn't take our state board exam doing the things that we're getting tested on our head. No, it was a mannequin. So do the same thing. If you want to learn how to round brush your hair, or if you want to learn how to blow dry your hair in general, get a mannequin and test it out. But across social media, you guys look at a YouTube video like, I'm gonna do my hair like she do hers, and I'm hold the brush like she hold hers. hers, and then you like, I'ma just try it out, not understanding that your hair is not like your skin. So when you sit down, you getting in your hair, and the first time you're picking up the round brush or a blow dryer or a flat brush or a denim brush or anything, the first time you're picking one up is when you're putting it on your hair. Absolutely, you're going to break your hair off. Blow dryers and brushes do not break hair off. Women who are uneducated on how to properly use these tools are what is breaking your hair off. And I know a lot of people aren't going to want to hear this, but it's the same thing as cooking, right? Just because you a woman who mama could cook does not mean that as soon as you go in the kitchen, you're going to turn on the stove and know how to cook. No, there are certain things that you have to learn, and hair is the same thing. Contrary to popular opinion, you don't just wake up in the morning and know how to do hair. You don't just wake up in the morning and know how to do things. Even with extreme talent, you still have to practice and really perfect your craft, right? And you do not perfect your craft on your own head. The angles that you can hold, that you hold a brush or a blow dryer from servicing somebody else, and the way that you hold the blow dryer doing it on your own head are two completely different things. And it is a lot easier for you to master it doing somebody else's head or your mannequin's head, so you can really get a feel for the blow dryer. You can really get a feel for the brush and understanding what you're doing. I want you to pay attention now that her hair is blown out, like really blown out properly. I can comb through her hair easily with no snapping, no breaking. If you guys are not able to comb your hair afterwards, stop blaming combs and brushes. If your hair is broken off after a blowout, stop blaming the blow dryer. It's you. You don't know what you're doing, and you haven't taken the time to get a mannequin and perfect your craft. But when you do, your blowouts come out perfect every time. Within the 7-day challenge, the longer they're in the 7-day challenge, the longer they're keeping up with their patterns and routines, whether it's blow drying their hair, doing a flexi rod set on their hair, a roller set, whatever these things are, they do it enough to the point where they have repetition, right? Everybody has mannequins in the 7-day challenge, and they name them. One of my names is Brie Keisha, and the other one names is Tata Talabria. Okay, like, get some mannequins and name them, perfect your craft, and then get in your own head. And perfecting your craft doesn't mean that you're doing other people's hair. You could be your own craft. You are your most important client, right? So why not really take the time to understand the human body and then blow dry the hair? Right? Again, so we're going to look through 2 more textures, right? And 2 other lengths, because I need you to see that it is a myth. Blow dryers do not break off hair. People who use blow dryers wrong break off hair, and you will always be a person who is not able to blow dry their hair properly. You will always be a person whose hair breaks off when they comb it or brush it. You will always be a person who gets heat damage if you pick up a flat iron, or who gets heat damage if you pick up a blow dryer. If you automatically walk in with arrogance, thinking that just because you a black woman, just like a black woman like me, you could blow dry your hair too. Well, baby, I didn't just get up and blow dry hair as good as I do because I just woke up, because I'm a black woman. No, it took practice and repetition. All right, so here is another client. I need you to pay attention that I'm using the same exact products every time. If I'm not using Kimbra, I'm using my own product line when I had it in the past. Don't have a desire to sell hair products now, so I leave it, all of the products that I use that I recommend, in the description box below. But at this point, she already has leave-in on her hair, and can you tell? You sure can't. Well, no, hold on, wait, let's look. I don't think that the leave-in is on yet. I don't think. But let's keep watching. Even when I start blow drying, you will not see any leave-in conditioner dripping from her head. You won't see a white cast. No, was it? Here it is. Here it is. Praise the Lord. I'm not really remembering her porosity and stuff right off the top of my head. to remember exactly why I'm using this exact type of leave-in conditioner, but I'll put that leave-in conditioner in the description box below and on my blog when I figure it out. But anyway, it's a leave-in conditioner, all the best. If I'm not mistaken, because that was a Joyco bottle, K-Pack. So, and then she has color in her hair. So it was to help with her color. And she had high porosity hair. It came to me. There we go. I got it. So as you can see, I need somebody to leave it in the comments. Do you see any white cast? Do you see a whole bunch of hair products on her hair? No. And this is how hair is supposed to look before you blow dry it. Social media, YouTube has made you guys believe that if you want to have healthy hair, you have to have layers upon layers upon layers upon layers of product on your hair. And if your blowouts aren't coming out good, if your hair feels crunchy when you get done, baby, it's because you use too much product. It's not because the blow dryer is bad. It's not because the brushes made your hair feel bad. It's because you use too much product. As a professional cosmetologist of well over a decade, I can tell you for a definite fact that products have nothing to do with the way that I did my job. Absolutely nothing. As you'll see in this video, and then the very next clip, the last clip that we're going to look at, my technique is the same for every person, regardless of their length or curl pattern, because the way that your curls are formed has nothing to do with the way that my blow dryer is going to dry your hair, and it also has nothing to do with the way that I am going to be able to stretch your hair. Now, what I want you to pay attention to, I am not hurting her hair. Pay attention to, as I calm down, I then grab her hair with my other hand, hold it tight, and then I comb down to her ends, comb down through her ends. I am not losing any hair in my comb. The reason that I'm holding her hair with my other hand, that there will be no hair being pulled from her root. None whatsoever, and none being pulled out that isn't supposed to be there. Yes, I remember now I was doing Olaplex blowout. So if I'm not mistaken, this is just a small amount of Olaplex 6. As you can see, you do not see any product whatsoever on my hands. I mean, on her hair or on my hands. I have rubbed this product into her hair because we are giving her a slick blowout. And again, that just further confirms what I was saying. She has high porosity hair and it was color treated, so using Olaplex 6, the smoother, is going to help me blow dry her hair a little faster and make sure that her cuticle lays flat. Right now, we don't need to close the cuticle, right? The cuticle needs to be able to open and close whenever it needs to. Whenever the hair shaft wants to release something, it needs to be able to release it. And whenever it wants to take in moisture or oxygen, it needs to be able to do that. But if you are packing layers and layers of product on your hair, it's not going to be able to. So I don't care what anybody says. Again, get the mannequin. Don't take my word for it. Get a mannequin and split the head down the middle. On one half, do it like you normally do, right? Spray your leave-in and your other 57,000 other products on that one side. And then on the other side, don't do nothing but shampoo, conditioner, spray leave-in conditioner, like I said, blow dry it. And then you tell me which side of your mannequin's hair is more flowy. You tell me which side of your mannequin's hair is more bouncy, right? Which side has more body, and then we'll go from there. And I'm telling you what I know, the side that you added 50 million products to is going to be stringy, is going to feel a little oily, and to you is going to feel moisturized. Stringy, oily hair is not moisturized hair. It is hair that is layered in product. And guess what? When you lay down, where do you think that product goes? Right within the follicle. Think about it. Some of you put oils and stuff in your hair and then you lay on your pillow, or you have a scarf, and then in the morning or later in the week you look at your scarf, you have to put it in the washing machine because it has oil on it. Well, guess what? That oil that's not going in the scarf, it also went within the hair's follicle, right? So please don't think that just because you put something on your ends that is not going to go up the hair shaft. It does not work like that. Your hair is a porous fiber, so whatever you put on the ends will make its way up to the root. It is a fact. especially if you're laying down on your hair, and especially if you're only using co-washers, or especially if you're a person who's greasing and oiling your scalp on a daily basis. Baby, I'm telling you what I know. All right, so again, as you can look at this video, I want you to pay attention to when I put slight little pauses in it, because I want you to do the best that you can. Pause it when you need to, zoom in. One thing you will never see is a bunch of hair in any of my round brushes as I blow dry hair, because you guys brushing your hair and getting all of that hair out of your brushes is not normal. I don't care what any of your team natural fairies tell you, that's not normal. Okay, and you guys are going to watch 3 different women of 3 different textures with really curly hair, and you will not see a bunch of hair in my round brush ever. Like, I put it on my daddy's ashes. I have never had to like sit there and comb a whole bunch of hair out of my round brushes when my clients leave. Ever. I do it, and I sanitize my brushes in between each client, because as a professional, that's what I'm supposed to do to make sure I don't spread infections. But I'm never getting globs and globs of hair out of the brush. Never. Look at it. I promise you, I have not cleaned the brush out yet. And you can look at the station, you can see there are no globs of hair sitting on the station. You can't really see the floor, but kind of sort of by my feet, there is no hair on the floor. It's not normal. You combing your hair and getting balls and globs of hair out is not normal. Blow drying your hair and getting breakage isn't normal. Baby, you're doing something wrong. And before you get in your head, get a mannequin, practice, and until you get that mannequin looking right multiple times, not just one time, multiple times, like give it a month. You've already been doing your team natural stuff for the past decade, for over 10-15 years. So what's another month? What's another 3 weeks of you practicing on your mannequin before you get in your hair? It's not that deep. So the problem is, you need to kill that desire for instant gratification, because when it comes to hair, there's no such thing as instant gratification. And I think that's why so many professional cosmetologists, they don't make videos, they don't even want to help. A lot of them have their books closed to new clients, because hair care is really simplistic. Healthy hair is extremely simplistic. When you stop putting oils and butters and greases, and you stop leaving your hair wet, and you stop doing all of these overly complicated ways of drying the hair. I'll get pushback for this, but call me, send out pushback. It is what it is. Like, the majority of women who are doing, like, teaching you blowouts and stuff, the ways that they're teaching you is what is causing your damage. For you to put those plates in your hair and then stretch your hair out for overnight, or for 6-7 hours, you just walking around with your hair wet and stretching it out, instead of just simply holding the round brush like that. You see that? Using a little bit of tension. As I'm using tension, I am holding the blow dryer down. You can't see it, but look at where my thumb is. There is a cold shot right there, and I'm pressing on that cold shot and going between hot and cold as I go from her roots to her ends. But guess what? That is something that you'll get the hang of having a mannequin. Here is another mannequin with a completely different texture, right? With a thicker texture if the other ones don't match the one that you want to use. Find a mannequin with your texture, with your length. You can pick one that has your length, that matches your length and texture. Practice on that mannequin. You are not a test dummy. You are not a test dummy. Your pockets are not, you're not an investor. Are y'all public and private investors? Because at this point, most black women who participate in Team Natural rhetoric, baby, y'all are all private investors in all of these brands. You know why? Every time you turn around, there's a brand new product. It's because they never put that much time into the first product that you talked about in the first place. They just made the rice water products because y'all kept talking about it. They just made the apple cider vinegar products because y'all kept talking about it. They never put that much effort into it. That's why the second that y'all all take it viral and go buy it, they stop talking about it and they create a whole nother product in its place. So I really need y'all to start paying attention. Get you a mannequin, right? And practice. Do you see that little girl in the background? In my next video, I'm going to give you guys another demonstration that has to do with little girls and with the younger generation. So if you want to see that, make sure you leave it in the comments below, because I'll have that coming for you. But again, if you're still around, right, if you're still here, I can't talk, then hey girl, hello, how are you? I appreciate you, but I need you to answer something for me right now in the comments. Do you see a whole bunch of products dripping from her scalp? Do you see a whole bunch of products dripping from her hair? No, you do not. But her hair is still wet. There's still leave-in conditioner on her hair. The only thing that is on her hair is leave-in conditioner. And I would never blow dry her hair without leave-in conditioner, because my leave-in conditioner is my heat protection, is my environmental protection, and a couple of other things. It's my humidity resistance and a couple of other things. So for most women who are saying like, oh, Sian, I live in a humid climate, what do I do? Well, you need to properly set your bond with something that is going to properly block humidity. But take a look. How much hair do you see on this brush? None, right? Oh, okay, that's what I thought. So I really need us to get out of this mental brainwash of, oh, if you are a black woman and you use a blow dryer or you use a comb and a brush, that you're going to break your hair off. Leonidas, you are wrong, Leonidas. When you comb your hair and you get a bunch of hair in it, my baby, your hair is already broken off from all of your team natural practices, and you never comb your hair. You only use 4 fingers. So when you pick up a brush, the brush didn't break your hair off, my baby. You haven't been combing your hair in weeks. So when you finally put the comb in there, your weak hair shaft breaks, and all of the hair that had been wanting to shed, that has been wanting to come out but couldn't, because you've been combing 500,000 strands with 4 fingers, then all of that hair then comes out. Does that mean that it broke your hair off? Baby, no. So again, this is model number 2. Please let me know where you see breakage, where you see a blow dryer or a round brush has caused any damage to her hair whatsoever. Her hair has extreme body, right? This is the prep for the flat iron. And if your flat irons are not coming out right, if your blowout isn't this full of body, if your blowout doesn't look like this is why your silk press is always reverting back. This is why. Because the silk press is not done with the flat iron. The silk press is done through the blow drying process. Make sure you check the video link in the description box below if you want to see how her flat iron ends up coming out. But here is our very last beauty. All right. So her hair is a really, really, really thick texture, right? And I love it. Now, let's say this. When I say her hair is a thick texture, I mean that the curls and the diameter of her curls look really thick when they're swollen. But actually, this beauty here, her hair is more so on the thinner side. All right. This is again somebody that I am using Olaplex on, but do you notice how little of Olaplex I am using on her hair? You will not see any type of white residue. It is a very small amount. So there's so many people that are like, oh my God, I don't like Olaplex. It made my hair too heavy. It did not make your hair heavy. You use entirely too much product. We are under the impression that the more product you use, the better it is for your hair. And that is wrong, Leonidas. It is wrong. And if everybody could understand that, we'll be at a better place. Now, this is one that I decided to use because her hair texture does really, really match this mannequin, right? Again, I cannot stress it enough. If you don't listen to anything that I say ever, right? Get a mannequin. Stop playing in your freaking hair. If you are listening to the sound of my voice, there should never be another time after this moment that you put any product that you have not tried first on your mannequin in your hair. Stop being a test dummy for these product lines. They are not paying you to be test dummies, but y'all just go in the shop, y'all see something online, y'all go in the shop, or not go in the shop, y'all go in the beauty supply store and y'all spend half y'all damn check on products that just end up sitting in your cabinet. Like, most of y'all can start a whole beauty supply store with the Team Natural products that are under the sink, and that would have never happened if you would have just went and got this mannequin right here. We're gonna call her Shalissa. If you would have went and bought you a Shalissa, you would have never been in this situation. But you didn't go buy a Shalissa. You have been Shalissa. Stop being Shalissa and go get you one. Right? And practice everything on the mannequin. You are not a test dummy. That's what they make test dummies for. But y'all want to be test dummies so bad. Oh my God. So again, as you can see, even though this one's a little harder to see because of the lighting, but as you can see, you cannot see any product on her hair. Her hair is a lot darker. You do not see any white residue on her hair. Her hair is not overly saturated with leave-in conditioner, and her hair is being blown out. I need you guys to understand, this woman that you're looking at right now was my client for years. Okay, so as you can see, me blow drying like this does not give any heat damage whatsoever, because if it did, she would have had it. And as you can see, I still got to use all of the glory and all of the strength in my elbows. I got to use elbow and wrist grease for her hair. Yes, Lord. So blow dryer is not going to damage hair unless, again, say it with me in the comments, you won't know what the hell you doing, Shalissa. Okay, so I want you to take a glimpse again and look at this brush to see there is no hair in the brush. As long as I've been going, there's no hair in the brush. My baby, you have a bunch of hair in your brush, when you get done, you're doing something wrong. And I don't care what anybody has to say, and I don't care whose boxers are in a bunch. If you have a bunch of hair in your brush when you are blow drying your hair, Leonidas, you're doing something wrong. And that's just how it goes. And I know it's really hard for a lot of people to accept, but I have done what you're watching right now more times than I could count. And I can guarantee you that if it's done properly, you don't break hair. And I know this, before I did this properly, oh baby, do you know how many mannequins I ran through like that? Do you know how many Shalissas I had? Because guess what? Oh, the Shalissas, I broke that hair off real bad. But if you learn on a mannequin, you're not doing 50 million big chops on your own head. That's a problem. You doing 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 big chops. The only reason that you did it is because the things that you were trying out on your head didn't work, and you were being a test dummy. But imagine if you would have just got a mannequin and made that mannequin your test dummy. You could have been like, oh, I only spent $15, or I only spent $10 or $5 on this small little sample pack that I got from Ulta, and so that's all the money that you wasted, instead of spending $150 on the whole line just to see, oh, I don't really like this. Well, you didn't have to test it on your hair or the mannequin. Or the mannequin. You didn't have to test it on your hair or your pocketbook. You could have used the mannequin and saved your money and saved some inches, right? I know this is going to be really hard for a lot of people to hear, because like I said, for well over a decade, everybody's been test dummies. It's been like, what is a mannequin? I've never even heard of one of those, because you have all been the mannequins. The YouTubers and influencers have been self-proclaimed mannequins, but that's their job, right? They've chosen to make their new job description being mannequins. They try products on their hair so you don't have to. But even now in 2024, they're deciding, hey, I don't want to be a mannequin anymore. I'm actually going to go to a real professional, and I'm going to stop playing in my hair, because even the influencers are tired of influencing you, because they've overly influenced to the point that now their hair is falling off. They're tired of doing big chops. They're tired of cutting all of their hair off, and hair weathering / hair miniaturization is setting in, and they can see, maybe I should stop playing in my hair, because I'm making it weaker and weaker and weaker. So again, as I always say, you do not have to listen to me. You do not have to take my words as prayer book, but just become your own scientist, become your own guru. I'm not trying to create a bunch of followers or a bunch of sheep. Bah! I don't need a bunch of little lambs. I'm not Mary looking for little lambs. Bah! Like, no, we're not doing that. I need you guys to all think for yourselves. Think for yourselves. practice on a mannequin before you start playing in your own hair, so you can really understand the complexity of combs and brushes, blow dryers, flat irons, and how to use them properly without damage, right? So again, as a licensed cosmetologist and a couple of other things, baby, contrary to popular opinion, we are not trying to gatekeep. We want our clients to be able to properly take care of themselves. We want our clients to have proper hygiene, so that way whenever they come in, we're just picking up where we left off, and before you know it, your hair is past bra strap length. But if when you leave my chair, you go home and you being a test dummy because you don't want to get a mannequin, then we have a problem, and we're going around the same mountain over and over and over again. So let me know what you think about this video. If you in your feelings, oh well, get tougher or stay off my channel, bro, because I don't know how else to say it. And I've been saying this for years, and I'm not about to bite my tongue no more. It hurt. Okay, so yeah, let me know again what you think about this video, and let me know if whether or not you already have mannequins. Like, if you have a mannequin already, drop your mannequin's name in the comments right now. I told you mine is Shalissa and Boom Shaquisha. Okay. I just made that last name up. Okay, bye.
So I really hope that you liked this video. I adore blow drying. It is literally my favorite thing to do. Watching silk press videos, I know most people's favorite part is watching the actual flat iron. The flat iron is the easy work. My favorite part is the blowout, especially the round brush. I just love it. So I really hope that this video made sense and was a little bit of informational for you. So until my next video, bye girl.